Why do I love traitors? Well, everyone, this is why I love traitors. They are just integral to the story, wouldn't you say? Without the traitors, you don't have the Loyalists. Without the traitors, you don't have the heresy. The heresy was born from a minor idea from Games Workshop, and because of that, we have all of this. This is our beautiful studio collection of traitors. And in our studio collection, we have Dave's Sons of Horus. We have the Emperor's Children, built and painted by Lee. We have Death Guard that we acquired off of David White, and we've added a little bit to it since then. We have a very small collection of Thousand Sons here, followed up by our overly large collection of Word Bearers. And if you're curious on the total, is 21,410 points of Traitor Marines. Of the 21,410 points, 5,080 of that belongs to our Sons of Horus collection. In our Sons of Horus collection, we have a lot of tactical marines, 50 to be exact. 6 javelins belong in the collection. 3 of them have cyclone missile launcher sponsons. 3 of them have las cannons, and they all have heavy bolters. 5 Justaran Terminators, the elite of the elite when it comes to the Sons of Horus. We have a chaplain, thank you. We have a chaplain that comes out of Calth, and we have a Master of Signals. We got ourselves 3 Rhinos and 2 Contemptor Dreadnoughts. One is Calth, and one is just from Forge World. We got ourselves a Land Raider. We have 2 Predators with the Decimator turret. And you can't have a Sons of Horus army without a collection of drop pods. We got 1 Charybdis. We have 2 Anvilus pattern, and we just got 5 drop pods. 2 of them are come with the missile launchers. And the Sons of Horus are not complete without their first captain and Primarch, Horus Lupercal and Ezekiel Abaddon. The Emperor's Children take up 4,090 points of our Traitor collection. 30 Marines leading the front. 8 of the Palatine. After certain events, we have the cacophony of the Emperor's Children. 20 of them. 2 Apothecaries to support all those Marines. What we have here is a model that can be used as a good amount of things, but mostly a Praetor. Fulgrim's Bodyguard, the Phoenix Terminators. 5 of them. Here we got ourselves a Contemptor with double carries pattern assault cannons. 7 jet bikes to the Imperium, rode by the Emperor's Children's best. 2 of them have plasma. And 2 javelins, of course, gotta have the javelins. The whole idea is the Emperor's Children is fast and graceful. All the armor included, we have 3 Rhinos, 1 Sicaran Venator, 2 Sicarans with the autocannon turrets, I can't quite remember, and we have a Land Raider, and finally, my favorite model in 30k, a Spartan assault tank. Air support, we have a Storm Eagle as well. And of course, no Legion is complete without its Primarch and first captain, Fulgrim, with Eidolon right beside him in his wacky haircut. The Death Guard take up 3,240. We have added a little bit since we first got the army. We got 20 tactical marines in this army, the 2 sergeants with combi flamers. And we have a mix of flamers and missile launchers for support teams and heavy weapon teams. 5 destroyers, 1 equipped with the rad launcher. We have got 5 Legion Terminators in Cataphractii armor, as well as 5 Grave Wardens. We have a very large and in charge squad of Death Shroud Terminators, 10 to be exact, very pricey. Got 2 Contemptors, one's a Mortis with his double carries, and one is just a Contemptor with the fist and a carries. We like carries. And here we have the one and only Traitor Leviathan in our collection. Leviathan Siege Dreadnought with Cyclonic Melta Lance. Here we have 2 Apothecaries, what could be Praetor in Cataphractii armor, and 2 more standing characters that could literally fill any role. Usually use them as Praetors or any console upgrade. And of course, again, another Legion with its Primarch and first captain. We have Mortarion and Typhon. One of our smaller collections of traitors, we have our Thousand Sons. They take up 1,355 points of our collection. This is a collection that was built before the Calth box was available. So these 30 Marines you see here could be used as most anything, more or less as veterans, because of what the weapon loadouts they have with the power weapons and the bolters and all that good stuff. What we have here is 4 Terminator characters that could be used as multiple options. One thing to note though, that these are all Grey Knight character conversions, as you can see with the Grey Knight helmet, the Storm Bolter on the hand, and all that good stuff. Here we have a Contemptor with a Melta. Armor, we have 3 Rhinos and 1 Land Raider. Kind of lighter. It's one of the lighter collections, so not a whole lot. 3 characters, again, 2 of them can be used for whatever purpose you feel they best fit, and of course, Ahriman, first captain. On to the largest, but not by much. We have the Word Bearer standing at 7,745 points strong. Might as well start it off with the very impressive 120 Tactical Marine Collection. A lot of Nuncio Voxes, a lot of Legion Vexillas, and a lot of Sergeants with like different loadouts, Power Fists, Power Weapons, all of that good stuff. We have 20 Assault Marines, another troop choice. The way they're built, it's 2 squads of 10, just because of the 2 Sergeants with jump packs. A collection of special and heavy weapons, of course. We have 10 missile launchers, 5 las cannons, 5 of the heavy Volkite. We have 10 Melta, 10 Plasma, a lot of options with the Word Bearers. Onto their more special elite units, we have 10 Gal Vorbak, which literally translates to the first sons, I believe, or the first, something like that. I have forgotten. 5 Legion Terminators in Cataphractic Terminator armor. A good collection of characters, console upgrades, Traitors, all of that. We have Apothecaries, Chaplains, Master of Signals, got the Banner Carrier, and a lot of Traitors. 6 fast Marines riding on their bikes. 1 singular Contemptor that is magnetized to take different options, which is nice. Onto the armor, we have a lot. We have 3 Rhinos here. We have got 3 Predators, 2 with the autocannon, 1 with the las cannon, and we have 4 Medusa. We have 2 Leviathans, sorry, not Leviathans, Vindicators. I remembered. There we go. And they have swapped out their Vindicator cannon for the laser array. We have 1 Land Raider, and again, my favorite, the Spartan Assault Tank, and 1 big heavy hitting Xiphon. 3 whole air defense missile pods that I have never used. We got the big spooky Charybdis Assault Claw, and 2 Fire Raptors, which are just not nice. Lastly, the first heretics, Erebus and Lorgar, the ones who started it all in one way or another. That rounds out the 21,410 points of Traitor Marines we have here at the studio. Let's dive a little deeper into the heresy here. I'm going to go over why I prefer Traitor over Loyalist at first. The narrative behind it, my favorite models, my favorite Legion, how they play on the table, and like the addition of the game and all that good stuff. Why go Traitor over Loyalist? Why do I prefer them? It's the bad guys. I find it's always easier to enjoy. I've always liked the bad guys in the movies. And I always know they're going to lose, but I always kind of think they're cool. And, what's their rhyme? What's their reason for being bad? I always like the idea of, like, the struggle the Primarch has to, like, how they chose to go Traitor. Maybe they just didn't care about the Emperor. Maybe the Emperor wronged them and they were a little resentful. Maybe they were just more loyal to Horus than they were the Emperor. And the same goes for all the Marines that follow their Primarchs. Each Marine has his own rhyme or reason why he went Traitor. He either was more loyal to his Primarch than the Emperor. He was more loyal to Horus than the Emperor. They're just doing what they were told because they're like 100% military, right? They just always do what their commander is told. And they never see the Emperor, so who are they to trust in the Emperor more than the Primarch that they see all the time and that they revere almost as a god in a way, or like a father figure. Anyways, the Traitors are always the ones willing to use the big bad weapons. They're the ones willing to break all the rules. They're the ones willing to go that extra mile to kind of get their job done. Not to mention they just have strictly cooler rules in my opinion. Anyways, my favorite Legion would have to be the Word Bearers. It's Death Guard or a runner-up just because I love Mortarion as a character. I love him as a model, and I love his rules. The Death Guard Rites of War are okay. I like them. I enjoy playing the Reaping quite a bit, but I just prefer Mortarion as a character. But the Word Bearers as a whole, I love. I had gone into the Heresy loving the Death Guard more than anything else. But when it came to playing games, we had a much larger Word Bearer collection, as you just seen. And it was just way easier to make lists with them, kind of tailor them to certain situations or try out different lists. Whereas with the Death Guard, I was kind of stuck doing the one same list all the time. Now, granted, it has grown a little bit, but it still needs a lot more now that I'm a lot more familiar with the Heresy. So slowly, I've been kind of tiptoeing towards the Word Bearers. And I'm just about to hit the first Heretic, which I am very excited for. The narrative obviously has me deeply attached to the Horus Heresy. It's such a well-written series. Now, there's some books that aren't as exciting as others. It's all based on preference. Like, if you don't care about the Dark Angels, you might not want to read Descent of Angels, right? Stuff like that. If you only care about the Word Bearers, you might only want to read the Word Bearer books, and you don't care about the rest. I'm excited to read the first Heretic. But when it comes to the Word Bearers, they have the One Rite of War, the Dark Brethren. They have the Shattered Sun, which is also cool as well, because it includes the Gal Vorbak, which are my favorite model. But the Dark Brethren, it can include Galvorback. It just has limitations on heavy supports, which I don't mind. We have a lot of heavy supports, but I love the idea that I can bring an allied detachment of demons. Now, granted, the Horus Heresy is supposed to be Marine on Marine, but I want to be that one guy that just brings demons every now and then. Like 7th edition demons facing 6th edition Marines. The Marines are a lot more expensive, so the demons are a little more powerful. They weren't that strong in 7th edition, but compared to 6th edition Marines, they're a little bit more on par. And the Demon Princes can kind of scale up pretty high in power level as well, being up to level 4 Psychers and all that good stuff. So I love the options you simply have just playing Word Bearers and all the demons. That's why I seen the Dark Brethren, I understood it, and then that kind of just sold me. That was, I was tiptoeing towards them, I just kind of plunged off the edge into the Word Bearers, and that's why I love them. That's definitely why they're my preferred Traitor Legion. And then Death Guard's a nice runner-up. I'll go into the Galvorback a little bit and explain why they're my favorite model. They are, oh geez, I want to remember. It's the first children or the chosen children. It's a translation from the language that the Word Bearer spoke on their planet, and they are the first possessed, demonically possessed Space Marines. If you look at the model compared to a normal Space Marine, it's the perfect scale. They're huge. They're super tall. They're just imposing in every way, shape, and form. They're bigger than Terminators even. If you're familiar with 40k and the Primaris Marine, they're even bigger than that. They're gargantuan. And I feel like they're the proper representation of what a demonically possessed Marine looks like. If you're to look at the 40k possessed, granted they're an old model, so you got to kind of give Games Workshop its due. If they were to come out with a new possessed model, it would be impressive, I am sure. But it's a proper representation of what that would look like. And if you wanted to, and you really like possessed, you could just buy Galvorback and use them as your possessed. But that's Forge World we're talking about, so it's a little pricey. If I had to choose a second favorite model, it'd probably be one of the Primarchs. There's a lot of cool infantry that are good, but the Mortarion the Reaper, obviously, he's a gigantic Grim Reaper who's got these poisonous smokestacks all around him. He's got the Shadow of the Reaper. One of my favorite things. One of my favorite things in the Heresy is all the Primarchs are a latent Psyker in one way or another. Some are more powerful than others, like Magnus, for example. But Mortarion hates Psykers. He voiced that opinion very well at the Council of Nicaea. But he thinks it's perfectly normal to disappear, phase through walls, and then reappear with his Shadow of the Reaper ability and say, yeah, that's normal, and I hate Psykers. That's one of my... He is a gigantic hypocrite, but I love him for it because the Shadow of the Reaper is such a cool ability, and it is so well represented on the tabletop and being able to redeploy him somewhere within 10 inches of his previous position at the start of the shooting phase within a move phase, something like that. So Mortarion is definitely a second runner-up, and that's why I like the Death Guard. It's mostly just based around how much I love Mortarion as a character and as rules for a model. So slowly as time goes on, and as I play more 40k and as I play more 30k, the Horus Heresy, I tend to realize why I tend to love it more. It just, each game is, it feels very rewarding. Now granted, there's nothing wrong with 40k. I still really love 40k. It's my job. I could do it. I could easily, if I was told I can never play the Heresy again and I can only play 40k, I'd be a little disappointed. But the Heresy is almost like an escape from 40k. It's got that different edition. It's got the refurbished edition. It's got just, I don't know, beautiful models, great narrative, cool rights of war, all of that stuff. It's just, that's why I love 30k. That, folks, is why I love the Traitors. Now, if you do me a favor, leave comments below. What is your Legion of choice? Is it Traitor? Is it Loyalist? I don't mind Loyalist, but let me know if it's Traitor. As well as, if you're curious about watching how the Horus Heresy plays out on the tabletop, lots of videos in the vault, folks. We have played a good amount of Heresy battle reports. And if you're not a vault member and you want to check it out, all you have to do is click on the link below, and that'll sign yourself up for a 7-day free trial. Easy as that. Happy wargaming, everyone.